Question of the chapter. What happens when you add, subtract, multiply, and divide rational numbers? You get a rational number. Again, what is a rational number? Raise your hand.
Everything.
Braden.
Oh, crap.
It's a number.
Alex, what's a rational number?
Combination.
The whole number, natural number.
Be more specific. What's a rational number? Allie. Anything that can be written as a fraction. Good job. Okay, here we're going to learn today how to multiply positive and negative fractions. When you multiply two positives together, what's your answer? Positive. When you multiply two negatives together, what do you get?
Positive.
When you multiply a negative and a positive, what do you get? A negative. Okay, if they're the same signs, you get a positive. If they're different signs, you get a negative. And then evaluate algebraic expressions with fractions. I'll explain more about that when we get there. Okay? This looks a little messed up, so I'm going to skip it and explain it here. Okay? So, when we multiply fractions, you need to flip your page. When we multiply fractions, we do not cross multiply. We do not do butterfly. We do not do any of that. Okay? We do not have an equal sign, so we can't do that. Okay? It is just straight multiplying. So, how do you multiply these? Anybody know?
Across.
Straight across. Okay, so numerator times numerator for your new numerator. So you get 1 times 1, so you get 2. Denominator times denominator for your new denominator. 6 times 3, 18. Is this in simplest form? No, why?
It's 1/9.
You can keep going. You can divide each one by 2 to get 1/9. Okay, so when you're multiplying fractions, multiply the numerators together, multiply the denominators together to get your new fraction. Okay, don't cross multiply, multiply straight across. Oh, give me 1 second. All right, when we multiply fractions, how do we multiply fractions?
Up.
Oh, I know.
Across. So what am I multiplying on the top?
2 times 5.
2 times 5
10.
gives you 10. What am I multiplying on the bottom? 5 times 8 gives you 40. Okay. Can that be reduced?
Yes, no.
Yes.
How?
5 by 10.
Divide by 10. Divide by 10 on the top and divide by 10 on the bottom. What do you get for the top? 10 divided by 10.
1.
40 divided by 10?
29.
4. So we just get 1/4.
That's 8. What the other side they made?
Then 4.
Okay, here, what's happening here? You're multiplying positive and a negative. Why do they put parentheses there?
So you know that they're separate. So you know it's not minus because it's negative.
Right, so you know it's not a subtraction problem. When there are parentheses there, those parentheses are not absolute value bars. Okay, those are parentheses that separate out the problem to show you that they are multiplying. Okay? You can multiply like normal, like we've been doing. You can multiply straight across on the top and straight across on the bottom. Okay, you can multiply straight across like we've been doing. Okay, but those will get you really big numbers that you're going to have to reduce. Does anybody know an easier way to get you easier numbers?
Stage.
Nope. What can you do before? That's adding and subtracting. What you can do is you can cross reduce. So you can reduce from the numerator to the denominator. So here, how many times does 3 go into 9? 3, right? So you can change that 9 to a 3, and this 3 turns to a 1. Okay, cross reducing. I know you've done it before. Okay, in 7th grade, you've seen this before. What do we do with mixed fractions right here? With mixed numbers, what do we do? Turn it into an improper fraction. How do we do that?
3 times 2 plus 1.
Yep, start on the denominator, multiply,
7.
add. Yep, and then you get 7. What's your denominator? Yep, stays on the bottom. The denominator stays the same. And then you would just multiply straight across like normal, or you can cross reduce. Let's see an example. All right, multiplying fractions here. Let's do what we normally do first. Let's do what we learned first. Negative times a positive, what do we get? A negative, so our answer is going to be negative. What do we multiply for our new numerator? 1 times 2 is 2, what's our denominator? What do we multiply in the denominator?
3. 4 and 7.
4 times 7. What's 4 times 7?
28.
28. Can this be reduced?
Yes.
How?
Divide by 14.
Divide by 2 on the top and the bottom, and we get 1/14, but still negative. Okay, let's think of another method. Here, what can reduce from the top and the bottom? Hazel.
2 and 4.
2 and 4. How many times does 2 go into 4?
2.
2, so this 4 turns to a 2, and this 2 is gone. Okay, can anything else reduce?
2.
No.
No. Okay, so now you keep multiplying straight across. So now we have negative 1/2 times 1/7. Multiply straight across. What do you get?
1/14.
Negative 1/14. So either way, you will get the same answer.
They should get 1405.
Okay? On B, what do we need to do first before we start multiplying?
Simplify.
Make them improper fractions. Start on the denominator. 2 times 1
2.
plus 1. 3. What's my denominator?
2.
2. Start here. 3 times 3. 9 plus 2.
11.
11 over 3. Okay. We can multiply straight across, but what I advise, what is easier?
Simplify.
What can simplify? What crosses out?
3.
3's are gone. Okay, can anything else reduce? Nope, 2 doesn't go into 11, so we can't do that. So what do I have left on the top? 11 over 2. Is that in simplest form? No, why?
Because you can do question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You have to divide that too.
You can turn it back into a mixed fraction. Yep, because how many times does 2 go into 11? 5, and then how many are left over? 1, so we have 5 and 1/2.
5 and 4.
5 and 1/2. Any questions over those?
No. Well,
So when you get your assignment, cross reduce first, so you don't have to deal with big numbers. Okay, cross reduce first so you don't have to deal with big numbers. Here, we've done this before with evaluating. When you are given a number for the letter, what do you do with it?
Substitute.
Substitute, plug it into the equation. Okay, when you have more than 2 numbers, so you have 3, how do you solve those?
Left to right.
Left to right, still straight across like we've been doing. Left to right. But what are they doing here?
They're still
You can reduce even with more than 2 fractions. So this fraction can reduce with this fraction. You can go all over the place. Okay, but can you cross things out that are both on the top? No, what's the only way you can cross things out? Top and bottom. Has to be top to bottom. Okay, so let's look at, oh man. Okay, so we have 2/3 x, y. Those are all multiplying. So we have 2/3. What is x? What did they say x is?
Negative 3/4.
Negative 3 over 4. What did they say y is?
negative
1 negative 1/2.
Negative 1/2. Let's figure out what our sign's going to be in the end. We have a positive times a negative. What's that? Positive times a negative. Negative, negative times a negative. Positive. So our overall answer is going to be positive. You can multiply straight across, but what can we do to make it easier?
Combine.
What? Reduce. Top to bottom, reduce. What can cancel out from the top and the bottom? Go for it.
2 and 4 and 3 and 3.
3 and 3, is there one? 2 and 4, you're correct, but is there an easier one that can cross out?
4.
The 2's. The 2's can cross each other out.
Oh, you can do that?
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
So what do we have left on the top?
1 and
Just the 1. What do we have left on the bottom? 4. 1/4. Is that simplest form? Yes. So you're done.
Oh, wait, I got the same answer.
Okay. Any questions over multiplying fractions and cross reducing? No? Okay.